right here behind me, folk. This is a very famous vessel. This is the Amistad. And luckily I was informed that it was down here. Coffee Maiden came down here and was chilling and told me that the Amistad is here. So I, of course, came down to investigate. Now, today, the Amistad is docked. I guess it's going to be here for a little bit. I'm not sure how long. But anyways, tomorrow the tours of the Amistad start. So we will make sure we are here tomorrow to get a tour. And the cool thing about it not going on till tomorrow is I get to study a little bit more about the Amistad to give you some more information. So anyways, tomorrow we will finish this video and we will check out the Amistad. Later, folk. This is the Spanish vessel Amistad, which in Spanish means friendship. It got a bit famous, if you will, because they had kidnapped a group of Africans and were bringing them to Cuba to sell in the illegal slave trade. One of the captives, however, was a blacksmith and was able to get himself out of his chains and also free the others out of their chains, and they had a revolt and took over the vessel. So this all happened in 1839, and after the revolt, they were heading towards America, where a U.S. vessel found the Amistad off the coast of Long Island, New York. They were then brought to New London, Connecticut, where they awaited. They went on trial in court. The captives were then charged with murder and piracy.
To a very special friend of mine, Mrs. Karen Barber. I love you. My name is Seta Margaret. But before I was Seta, I was Margaret. You see, I come from a place that is warm and tropical. I come from a place that is love. My family, we were rice farmers. My mother and father, they taught us to take pride in who we were and hard work. We would start our day before the yard bird would crow. We would get dressed and we would make our way to the farm. There we would share in each other's day. And at the end of the day, we would come home and I would learn about Anansi the spider. Now sometimes Anansi was the hero, but other times he was mischievous, but I liked him nonetheless. Now, one year, the Hamatan, a most powerful wind would come through and it would destroy my father's crops. And so my father must take advantage of the pawning system. The pawning system is where if you fell up on hard times, you could go to those who had more, they would let you borrow, and then you would pay back. I gladly went, for you see, it was to be but for a short period of time. But unfortunately, the one that I was pawned to did not wish to wait. And so he sold me to what I always thought was just a legend. Hell-faced, leapless ghost with brown teeth and stinky breath. Now, our parents would tell us this, and we thought it was just a tall tale to keep us close to home. But I tell you, it is true. It was a nightmare in the daytime. They would chain many of us from our village, from surrounding areas, 53 of us, and they would march us for many days to the big river. But before we got to the big river, they would put us in a large room where soon there would be many others. We would only be able to stand. And where we stand is where we relieved ourselves. And then the ship would come. As the big vessel would come, at first I was fascinated. But then my fascination turned to terror, for there were beautiful flapping cloths. But once they took us and put us below into darkness, there were many who looked like me, but they were not me. We did not speak the same tongue. There were many chained to these sides, there were many chained to these sides, and there were those in the middle. And they would treat us horribly. Again, where you lay is where you relieved yourself. They would bring us up and exercise us, and they would make us eat a gruel that we were not accustomed to eating.
So the judge they had to go in front of was no friend of the Africans or abolitionists and everything. So people thought these guys were really going to be in trouble. So even the judge could see that these were free people and said that they should be released and allowed to go home immediately. So it was on November 25th, 1841, that along with the help of former President John Quincy Adams, the court was convinced to let the former slaves or captives go. It was a Southern-dominated court system, so John Quincy Adams did get them to let them go, and they were, it was, I believe, 35 former captives were then allowed to go back to their homes.
Which wasn't that one of the big problems of why they stopped doing the retractable hardtop?
All right, well, check this out, folk. Out here checking out the Amistad. We got this beauty out here too. He's on his way tomorrow to a car show, so he figured he'd bring it out and detail it a bit.